streaming. And we are live. Surprise.
Nice.
Right.
Dad,
What?
the Brino's somehow broken.
So Flatzoid is that guy? Is that guy being
Right now,
sensible
it
at
is
all?
turned off.
Who? Mr. Sensitive?
Yeah.
Not really. If you're sensible, you would actually not copyright strike someone and not give them a reason for it.
Yeah, it's virtually unheard of in this arena these days. Just for people like who don't know better, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a,
Well, all he's doing is just showing his outright dishonesty. I mean, it's like he's going out his way to try and get my channel removed. I mean, if you
yeah,
really
he's accusing.
wanted to sort it out, he would have just sorted it out without copyright striking me, or at least explaining to me why. But I mean, sending me a message and telling me remove it now, or I give you 24 hours, and email me straight away, which I did. 10 hours later, I just still didn't get a response. And when I finally did get a response, 12 hours after it said, I already copyright striked you because I couldn't find your email. I mean, really? How much emails have me and Mr. Sensible been having throughout these last past few months? I mean, I can also be mean and actually take him on for name slandering. How much videos does he put out there telling me I'm stupid, an idiot, and a moron? But yeah, I'm not as petty as that. I actually got, how can I say, I actually got character, and I'm a mature adult, not a little crybaby. So he did copyright strike me, still hasn't given me a reason. He just says it goes against his fair use, and told me I'm lying. So I did appeal it, and now we're waiting for YouTube to read my part of the story and then take it from there.
Yeah, I told Brandon. Told Brandon last night. Thanks for giving you the time to talk about it. He said Sensible watched it, right? You watched Brandon's show.
Yeah, he was on there. He actually told me, I got an email from him today saying he was on a live stream. He just had nothing to talk to me about. Now tell me, people, if someone is honest and they want to sort something out, and they're on the live stream after you there and ask them to come and talk, and they don't show up, is that honest? Is it honest to ask someone to email them straight away and then ignore them once they emailed, and then say, no, they didn't email? Is it dishonest?
Yeah, there were 20 people in that Discord talking about that. He should have came in there and said, yeah, this is a situation I'm justified, or perhaps I made a mistake, or something.
But I mean, if you just told me what the problem was, I could rectify the video or take it down or something, but to not even give me a reason. I mean, it's not the first time I've used his content. What's different this time? Oh wait, I know, because I showed him to be a total clown face, because he doesn't understand perspective. That's his problem. I mean, what's he gonna do when all of us start copyright striking him? He's not gonna have a channel anymore, because he uses everybody's content on his videos. Does he ever think of that?
And I always say it's a one-way street, man. If you're a Globe advocate, you can pretty much get away with anything if you're a free thinker, man. It's almost like you don't have a chance, unless you get the community involved. Everyone in the community can say, look, is this the way we want to play? Is everybody going to strike everybody now because everybody's using everybody's stuff? You know, is Mr. Sensible too much of a crybaby to be in this discussion? I mean, my God, he doesn't understand perspective. What
Not
the
at all.
heck?
Did you watch that video of Gary Wabenga that he did?
That he did?
Yeah, that's the one I actually did the video on.
Well, unfortunately, fortunately, I don't really watch those globe head videos unless somebody says, "Hey, watch this," you know.
Yeah, it just caught my eye, so I had to do it. No, the thing is, he was trying to say his perspective, everything goes into the distance, and that block going into distance like a ship over the water is not going to have bottom-up obstruction. It's literally just going to get closer and smaller into the convergence, and you would be able to zoom it back. So I just had to actually correct him and show him with demonstration and a part of presentation that he was incorrect. Now, I think the butthurt problem he's got is at the end of the video, I had a little short, little fun banter video of him crying for his curve. Maybe that's what pissed him off. I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's always talking about bottom up obstruction and like refraction and things, but most of those things you don't even see until you zoom into that narrow angle that you can't even see with the naked eye. And then they say, "Oh, it's bottom up obstruction." Well, if you didn't have a super zoom camera, what would you be seeing?
Yeah, you're just zooming that closer, larger angle. You're literally magnifying that closed angle that's blocking it now due to your limit. It's not hard to understand. It's the same as if, let's say, you've got a small little wave that's closer to you than the object that's much further away. The angular size of that smaller wave, due to your angle of the observation, is going to be larger. So it's going to cover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to cover it.
Yeah, I saw a video one day. Somebody had little cutout paper waves on a flat table, and they were showing the angle. The small waves can obscure a lot of things in the distance just because you're down at a low angle, and it appears much larger. But there's so many factors like in the real world that people understand. My God, you could explain it to a child and they would understand. Like like I always say, there's so much water vapor coming off that ocean, so much salt water, ocean mist. You could be a mile from the coast and you can smell salty air, right? So imagine on the surface of that ocean where the waves are splashing around and the sun's, evaporating that water. Of course, a tall freighter ship is going to be obscured on the bottom, not only for that reason, but the damn thing is in the water. It's not levitating on the surface of the water. I guess that's what they think bugs do.
It's magic.
Yeah. But to get a copyright strike over a difference of opinion about perspective, my God. And it's not like I doubt you're in there like cussing and calling him names and everything.
That's the funny thing. I didn't even call him a name. That's the best thing of all. And I mean, the videos he makes of me. Oh, sorry. The videos he makes of me says straight out, I'm stupid, I'm a moron. Right to my face. Where I'm just plain out, just taking the mickey of him and not even calling him stupid. Just showing him to be stupid. There's the difference.
You didn't use any ad homs. You just used facts. I mean, that tells to be
Exactly.
what they get most butthurt about, actually. But you using facts at them because they have no comeback. This is the reaction that they have to have. It needs to be made aware. I mean, have you guys said what this is about, right? To let everybody know.
Yeah.
I mean, we did mention it last night on Brandon's, but this is because a copyright strike has been made within the community again for we don't. Do we know yet for exactly what reasons or not?
Still no reason. Just says I'm violated his fair use. That's all he said. Still hasn't answered me.
Wow.
I mean, after 8 emails, I still don't get an answer. You would think someone would be able to just tell me what I did wrong.
You're
But it's
waiting to
fine.
see the video tonight, is it?
Yeah,
9
But,
o'clock. I've not got.
I
I'm
did-
not subbed to him, so I. But obviously we can't actually look at the video, will we? Won't even be able to go over it because you never know. Get a copyright strike.
that's the problem. With them, you're never gonna know.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on. He has got a video coming out in half an hour, ish, hasn't he? Supposedly.
But I mean, how?
About a butt-hurt flat earther.
That would be me, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be about me.
So
apparently
he's
I
going to
can't
copyright strike you and then make a video about you being butthurt about him copyright striking you, is it?
Exactly. Yeah. Just
Wow.
because I'm repealing it. But you see, his problem is he's been shown to be wrong, and he can't accept it. He has no angle to show why he copyright struck me, so he has to fabricate lies now.
Yeah, it sounds like he was short on content and he decided to make some content by copyright striking you. Then he can make some more content about you being copyright strike. I mean, that's it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like he's been begging me for how many months now to debate him on his channel. I just haven't really been in the mood to do it. I was going to maybe next month, but I decided against it after this.
Yeah.
Once I've resolved this thing, I just want nothing to do with the damn idiot. He's kind
That's his ransom though, to get you to come debate. Maybe he'll drop the strike.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get it.
Yeah.
Like I've sent the appeal. I explained everything in the appeal how it is, and well, it's up to them to decide now. We'll just let law take its course. But like I said, I can be just as childish as he is, and also copyright strike a whole bunch of his videos. I mean, I can get a lot of other people to join me and just copyright him, and he's not going to be able to have a channel anymore.
Yeah.
But we're not as low as that. We're not scum. It shows you the level of desperation these guys have to go to because they can't back up their belief.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. You have to go to these levels. Pretty low. Pretty low.
It's not. Is it a drop?
Well, I don't know.
Standards.
I don't know where he was in the first place. I mean, he has. I mean, all of these GoFundMe's that everyone's been doing. At least he had a balloon that went up, right?
Yeah, the mage.
Yeah, but I mean, he needs to get a bit more content back again because he's. I don't know. He's.
Well.
Is he spent some money just recently?
He's $1,000 on a patch and something else he's gonna reveal tonight. I don't know. A NASA patch, arm patch. but he said it on live streams before. He doesn't really have anything, according to. But even with Fight the Flat Earth, everybody they're struggling to get contact with the Flat Earth. They're thinking of changing to now attacking someone else instead of Flat Earthers because they're struggling to get content.
Yeah.
But this would happen after a few years if you can't actually back up your claims and you're getting demolished every single time by a Flat Earther. Obviously you're not going to have content anymore because they're just circle jerking the same nonsense.
Yeah, they do that. Askin's in the live chat here saying he had he had one of the ballers dox him. I don't know if you've been watching the latest stuff that Unirock's been doing about this particular community, and how they react and what they do, and they threaten doxing and all of that sort of stuff. Well, that's where we're at, right? And they're that petty now that if you try and say anything against them, they'll copyright strike you, like he's doing here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if they're going against their own community, it's crazy.
I mean, they need people like you to be able to make content, don't they?
Yeah, without us flat earthers, how are they going to be making their money? That's where their money comes from.
Well, that's what Unirock was saying. That he was saying that there is it's a cycle, right? They make content that calls you names or whatever. Then you make more content to prove them wrong and how bad they are, and they'll make more content about how they can call you names and all of that. It's just a big, massive cycle. It'll never end. Whatever you come up with, they will always say it's rubbish. That's just what they do. You say a line is straight, they'll say it's curved. It's straight and it's curved at the same time. It's not just straight, it's straight curved. Straight.
Even though Jeremy gets a mathematics teacher to actually explain it to them, straight concurve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all they have. That's all they do. So, I mean, this stuff goes around and around.
Yeah, it's kind of psychotic. Just really, you have to be mental to be able to believe the things these guys punt.
Yeah, he was pointing out that Cleary said earlier. In this community that we're in, how much do you ever hear of the Flat Earth Society? I mean, where are they?
They don't exist.
Well,
only with the ballers, because they push the model. But if you ever hear it, it's us just telling them we don't ascribe to that model because it's total bullshit.
Well, I think with Cleary, right, if you can't see where the Flat Earth Society are, you're right in the middle of them.
Makes sense.
They're everywhere. It's particularly in this community that we're in. They're on both sides.
Yeah,
they're both sides, and they're on neither side. They're all of the people. Yeah. You know who they are.
Yeah, they're just stirring the pot little by little, giving that little bit of information.
Yeah, and they obfuscate for each other. They do all of those sort of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hashtag same team.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I like to say. They, same side of different side of the same coin.
Yeah, I say, I don't think I could stay in a place like Gem Pandas for that long. Because it's so negative, but I mean, a lot of people do. A lot of people wake up in the morning and go there.
Yeah, I try, but I really can't stay that long. I enjoy Brandon's if I'm awake early in the mornings, because it's a nice bunch of people talking. Even the Globers there, I have to say, are very nice. Jose, I just go on just to tolerate sometimes when I'm really in the mood for something. But yeah, I'm not really that welcome anymore now. And yeah, James, I usually just go on for chemo. That's about it.
Do you find that the more certain you are about something, the more butthurt they both seem to be? Right? If you come with reality and you have a proof of it, that's normally the thing that they get the most butthurt about, and you get the most pushback from.
Yeah, and then they cry you don't have evidence when you try and present it, and they say that's not evidence. They just move the goalposts. That's all they do. It's I think the projection that comes from these guys is quite strong. It must hurt to be in their minds, to know they have to hold a belief system. And when us normal people that come with actual facts that are even based in their fantasy demolish their own fantasy, how would you feel?
I know, I've said it all along. These people have been in the midst of people who have been absolutely horrible to people. They've played proper psychological mind games with people. How could they ever turn into reality and face reality? They'd have to admit to all of the things they've ever said to people. I can't see personally how they've managed to do that. So, it's not really worth talking to him. I mean, I know it's bad to say, but yeah. I mean, I think we found out earlier this week through Paige how bad it can be saying anything to them.
Yep.
They'll always turn it and twist it to whatever they can. This is an example of it. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, but do you think they will ever get to a point where they would decide and say, "This, I can't take it anymore. We have to come to a decision"? Do you think that's ever going to happen?
I think for the ones that do, they just have to disappear. They just have to leave.
Well, the people keep on recycling. I mean, even Tim Osman, he came on for he hasn't been in the game for how long? He came on for a week and I was just missing again. It's weird. The people just recycle. RC Meist is just back in the game again all of a sudden. He hasn't been here for how long? A whole bunch of guys that just were demolished a few months ago or a year ago. It's just back. And then they just vanish again. And then you get those
characters.
Yeah, and then you get those die-hard trolls that just troll 24/7, the same robot nonsense. It's what do you get out of it?
I don't know. I think some of them could actually be bots. They've got the tech now, haven't they? That they could assign anything that you write anywhere. Because I mean, these trolls / bots, I don't know, seem to follow you everywhere. They're on every social media platform that you could ever go on. They will literally follow you everywhere. They will dox you. They will say your name everywhere. They'll talk to anybody that you talk to and tell them all sorts of bullshit about you. I mean, we all know how it goes.
Yeah. So did you take that picture of that Blackpool Tower again?
Yeah, there was no mountains in the background today. It was misty and there's cloud formation over the mountains that way.
So you're saying we can't see forever on a flat plane?
Yeah. Well, somebody said, I put a comment on Conspiracy Cats thing. I said, well done. It's not flat. Definitely not flat with those mountains there. And somebody's put, which mountain's that? Mount Everest? And I went, no, it's the Lake District Mountains, the ones in the picture that we're talking about. And they put in that, well, you should be able to see Mount Everest behind them. If the Earth was flat. I don't know.
I just wonder who took that photo though. I know Ranky supplied it.
It says thanks to, I think it's Keith Lawson or something like that on Katz's video. So they must have got it from his Facebook or something. It says it on the top of Conspiracy Cats video.
Because yeah,
Mm.
because I mean, if that is a actual photo, it's quite a very professional, epic shot taken on a very clear day.
Well, I'm guessing if you can get it from Facebook, if you're on Facebook, and you can go and get the guy's name,
Yeah,
because that's where Auntie's
'Cause
got it from.
yeah. Because I'd like to get the high res,
Yeah.
and I can actually study the image properly, so I can see where the discrepancies are.
Are you
'Cause it
still
still
going to
doesn't
be
make
going
sense.
on Saturday?
I'm gonna see. We'll see how it goes. It just depends on the time.
Yeah.
But because it still doesn't make sense to me how the mountains in the background can still be so crisp, and Blackpool itself is so bluish, misty. I mean,
Yeah, Blackpool to me looks like an early morning
yeah,
shot.
it looks like it's stitched together almost.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say the Blackpool looks like an early morning mist across the water, and the mountains in the background look like a sunset shadowed on the mountains.
Yeah,
And as for the foreground, I don't know. Foreground looks
because that mountain in the foreground has a warm tint to it. If you know what I mean. So yeah, it'll be sunset or something.
Well, just by the shadows, it's got to be sunset.
Yeah.
But Blackpool doesn't look like Blackpool does at sunset. It looks like the early morning.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
where
like
the
blue,
sun's at the
blue
other
cold haze tint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sunset. Yeah, because if you can get the iris, we can actually see where the shadows are falling on Blackpool. Because you can't really see it because of that haze.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. How can the closer object be hazy and the one that's 60 miles away so clear? I mean, show me any way that you actually take a photo of anything 60 miles away that's so clear. Even on a good day. It's just weird. But it's a nice photo though. Or image. But it'd be cool if you can do a few observations of that place.
Yeah, it could be photoshopped. It could be stacked. It could have several different images from different times overlaid on one another.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too. It's almost too perfect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's one of those images that are just too good to be true kind of thing. I mean, Clary, you've taken a lot of photos. You got a P1000, correct?
Me, no, I'm just more of a photo analyst. That's all I ever do.
I actually want to talk to Travis sometime because, I mean, even the photos he takes sometimes, 60 miles, you're not going to get such a clear, crisp photo. 60 miles is hectic atmo to look through. I mean, there's a lot of dust and sea breeze and stuff through that should be affecting that image, and it's not.
Yeah, it's called atmospheric light extinction. There's enough atmosphere in between you and that distant object that's reflecting sunlight off of it that it just sometimes just doesn't meet your eye.
Yeah.
You know, it gets diffracted in the atmosphere, and light extinction occurs.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what's weird with that video, or that photo. It's happening with Blackpool, but the much further mountains in the distance, it's not seeming to happen in the same image.
Yeah, it's almost like you'd have to have a cloudy Blackpool area, like overcast, but a tremendous amount of sun hitting those distant mountains. That would probably be the only way.
Maybe. And how big is Blackpool? Because it'd have to be quite a big cloud.
Yeah, you know, like it could be overcast here or wherever in Blackpool, and then far away, it could be kind of not cloudy, you know, like a partly cloudy day. So when that cloud comes over Blackpool Tower, maybe it's a very large cloud, whatever. But far off, whatever, however many miles away, the sun could be shining on those mountains, and it provides a perfect environment opportunity for that shot.
Yeah.
It's all about light, you know. It's all about light. Like you never see anything, right? The only thing you ever see is the light reflecting off of objects, whether they're
Yep.
just brown or yellow or green, you know. And if you don't believe that, you know, try to look at something at night. You're not going to see it.
Yeah. The absence of light, you're not going to see nothing.
And that light refraction occurs when the sun is out. So take some shots at night, like wide awake, you know, you can see 30 something miles to a power plant, you know, at nighttime, and there's absolutely zero refraction.
Yeah. About 2 years ago, when I was visiting my brother in Cape Town, I wanted to go watch the sunrise. We went down to the beach. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and you see the ships on the sea, but they're easily about 30, 40 miles away, and you see it perfectly. It's like it's impossible to see that, but you see it perfectly. Not any refraction, nothing. As soon as that sun came up, then you started seeing everything, how it shifts and changes. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's just like the sun, you know. It gets the light gets dragged down and it gets extinct with distance. And I just heard somebody the other day. I guess they look at things real simple. Like if the Earth was flat, you would never, you know, the sun would never set. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty simple. What is this, like your first day in this discussion or something? But that's the way they look at it.
Yeah. So what time is it there by you, Cleary?
What time is it here? It's 3:55 p.m.
Okay.
12:55 p.m.
Yeah, 10 p.m. by me. 5 to 10.
Yeah, 5 to 9. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you guys at daylight savings again, correct, Bev?
I don't know. I don't
they get
really
rid of
bother
it?
about any of
Because
that.
usually you guys are like 2 hours behind me.
They got rid of it in Europe.
Really?
Now you guys are on daylight savings in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. we don't-
Everything's all done digitally now, though, isn't it? The only clock normally that you have to change is the oven clock. all the rest do everything for you.
So you guys are living in the wrong country. You come here, you don't worry about daylight savings. Ever.
You got
Time
enough
is your
daylight
time.
all the time.
Time is your time. But yeah, I'm gonna save up for a nice camera. I want to start doing star trails, yeah. Yeah, in the bush. Oh, it's awesome at night.
Yeah, I bet there's not much light pollution, is there?
No, not much at all.
Where are you at, Flatzoid?
In the bush in Tabazimbi,
South Africa.
South Africa, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's our man close to the equator. He's the
Yeah,
closest.
Are you,
I think
Are
I'm
you
at
in District?
26. I'm at 26, lad.
Are you in District 9?
No, we got shipped out of District 9. There were too much Globus.
That was a good movie. I wish they would have followed that one up with something.
They could have actually made a number 2.
Could have been a budget problem.
Yeah, they keep stealing the money. South Africa's known for stealing money.
How far are you from the Cape?
Whew, I'm on the opposite side of South Africa. I'm like at the top tip. Cape Town's at the bottom. It's about 18 hours drive from here.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I need to share this out. I didn't do any because it was a surprise stream. Oh, Twitter's got some new updates.
Okay, here, I got an idea. Tell me what you think about this. So to make a perfectly straight line that they can't really argue about, picture you put a plumb bob, right? Put a piece of cardboard behind the plumb bob, and then just spray paint it, right? So the big wire is blocking, so you'll have basically a straight line on your board, right?
Mm-hmm.
You with me? Then all you need to do is rotate that board till it's perpendicular or at 90 degrees with the plumb. There you go. 2 perfectly straight lines making perpendicular.
You just get a level, right? Because that's automatically perpendicular to the plumb. It's brilliant the way it works.
Well, the level doesn't connect the lines between the points.
You just make sure you've got a shared straight line segment when you do it.
Yeah, and then you can tap into it, sure, yeah. I hear you.
Or
I know, this is how they build shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm entertaining their nonsense.
Or you just don't assume a curve, that's all.
Yeah.
No, your elevation is horizontal. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I bought some more tube today because Brian said that when they use stuff for temperature or whatever, I think he said for the hydraulic lines or whatever, they use silicon because the silicon isn't affected by the water at the temperature. So I've bought 30 meters of it. It was £33 for 30. I could have bought any sort of amount, but when I saw that, I thought that'll do for me, the longest amount. So 30 odd quid for 30 meters of tube, but that'll be for seeing about the water level for testing. More 30 meters of tube. It'd be handy for a test, right? Like 10 meters, that's all I've got to go, innit?
Yeah, slightly longer, just so you have that extra.
Well, I've got 30 meters of 3mm silicon, proper. Brian sent me the link for it. So this is like, shouldn't be affected by the temperature. This tube. And then I can test it. But I think that'll be me tube to see whether we can get the water level working to do the physics problem. I don't know what we're calling it yet. It still needs to be rewrote because people like Gently and all of that didn't quite understand the vertical distance thing for the hydrostatic for cavitation. But the tests will be getting done soon.
Yeah, it's amazing how much time and effort it takes to plan something like this, though. Because everybody thinks it's just quick and easy. It's not. I mean, it takes time to plan everything, get everything.
And testing. Planning and testing.
Yeah. So what's the end distance you're looking at doing?
Me, I personally want to do 500 meters, I'm thinking now. Just to sort of eliminate all the variables. Because if you go 500 meters, according to their numbers, let me get the numbers up. because this is what you're working from. I don't like to do any of the numbers for myself. I like to get the ballers to give us the numbers because we know the fantasy numbers.
Who have numbers?
Yeah. So if you've got 500 meters overall, the half distance. Well, you can't really say 300, can you? But I mean, like, it's because it's exponential anyway, or not exponential, quadratic. That over 500 meters, there should be a drop of 19.6 millimeters. They all say that that's not a drop because it's an elevation change, but it is. It's a drop from horizontal, which is an elevation change, but it can't be an elevation change because it's not there. It's horizontal. We all know that.
Yeah.
But because of what the testing we've done, and to try and keep the cost down and keep it into the 3 mil range, then the numbers that you want to be messing about with need to be I don't know, these numbers, right? These should be the drop numbers from horizontal when you fill the water level up. Well,
Yeah.
a shared segment, I think, of 200 meters. Maybe you could share 300 meters of shared segment if you were to get 2 at 500. Well, then that should show a straight line. If you work the maths for their geometry and the way water levels work with reality, because this is where this test goes. This test gets performed using reality tools in reality, right? You can then map it however you want, but the results from reality will prove a geometry, right? Go on.
You're physically measuring a horizontal at that distance.
Yeah, I mean, even that's what they say, right? They say that you measure a horizontal at that sort of distance.
Yeah.
When they say they do the surveying,
though.
they survey on a plane, well within that surface. The only people that say that curvature exists within that sort of range are people in Discord servers that I've talked to. I don't think I've ever talked to anybody that's come up with those numbers outside of these Discord servers.
That's true. That's why I was laughing so much last night when you were taking Bebo on about his measuring stick. I mean, surveyors don't go anywhere without their measuring sticks.
There's no point having an auto level if you don't have a measuring stick. There's literally no point in having it.
Exactly.
Unless you're a globe head.
Yeah, turning up at a job with your auto level, setting it up, and them going, what you doing? It's like, I was just gonna look through it.
How are you gonna set your bar without?
Yeah, I'll just use the
crazy.
wall. I'll just use the wall there of that building in the distance. Yeah, I'll use that as my measuring stick.
Rump is 14 meters, so it has to be 14 meters.
I didn't need to do any experiments. I just looked at shit. That clip just drives me nuts. It's so funny.
Yeah. Wow.
Mr. Sensible, Flatzoid apparently doesn't know what the problem is.
Oh, has he put his video out yet?
His video's out, yeah.
Okay.
Guess what? He's actually
look at it, can we?
No, he's actually copied my video, and he's showing my content, so I can do the same and just copyright strike him. Do you know that?
Why he's using your video content in a video where he's saying you're butthurt about him copyright striking your.
Exactly. So I mean, I can do the same as him and just say copyright strike using my content.
Wow. He's
What a
really
joke.
brave, or he's really brave, or really stupid.
Well, I'm leaving it for the appeal to take hold. I can
Wow.
easily copyright strike him now if I wanted to.
Yeah, but that'd be right. That'd be you playing the game, because then it's open
Exactly.
to everybody, right? You want to be
Exactly.
at
I'm not
least
as low as
decent
him.
about it.
Yeah, I'm not as low as him.
But that is he? I don't want to say this, but is he sort of showing you that he's untouchable, like Cleary said at the beginning? This
Yeah,
only
he's-
seems to work one way, and is he that confident that
Yeah,
he
he's
can
got
just do
quite
what he
a
wants?
he's got a high ego. I mean, it was the same that time when he tried to phone the police on Nathan. It was actually quite funny there, because he can't keep up to his own hypocritical standards. He wants everybody to. I mean, he doesn't want people to dox him and that. But look at what he's going out to do.
Did he get the police on Nathan?
Apparently, he tried. Yeah.
Did Nathan
But,
actually get the police to go round there? Did you?
Nathan said the police just laughed and shrugged, and they just said some guy was phoning that he's harassing them and trying to dox and stuff. He just said, then Nathan just explained to them, and they just laughed and moved on. I mean, that was it.
Wow.
But
So the
video,
police
Mr.
did
Sen-
actually call him.
Yeah, they had to. It's protocol. But just to find out what the story is, and then when he explained to them, they're like, "Oh, he's just wasting his time." So, the end of the day, but with Sensible showing his video, totally contradicts that story, though. You know, he was making himself all high and mighty. Oh, I got the police on this guy. You know, you can't cross me, type of thing. And that's what he's now doing with me.
Wow.
Trying to make me look like the dishonest one, while he's being hypocritical and using my content. The copyright striking me for using. Well, he hasn't even told me what he copyright strike me for, just fair use.
Just having a look now.
It's actually funny.
Flat Earth idiot can't copyright. What?
But you see the name slandering it goes through.
Fair use, misuse. Oh man, there's 185 people watching it. How can you do that? I bet he's slandering you, isn't he?
Uh-huh. That's what I say. I can take him on for defamation of character. He does know that, right? If this
Wow.
goes to the courts, if this does go to the lawyers, I can actually hit him for defamation of character and name slandering.
Well,
Man, I
they've
want to
done
go
that
over
to
there
me.
and drop some on him.
I think they want you to do that.
Uh-huh.
They're that confident of their stuff. I mean, that's...
He said apparently he couldn't read the message that disappeared. I have screenshots. So in other words, he's actually proving that he deleted the messages after he posted them, because I took a screenshot of the notification. Because it doesn't show the actual message. You know when you get a notification, it shows there. But if
Yeah.
the message is deleted, the notification's still there.
Yeah, I've had a few of them recently.
Yeah. Now it says because I took a screenshot of the notification, I'm lying that the notification was there, because he actually accused me of saying I deleted them.
You deleted them.
Yeah, while I was at work. I wasn't even on the internet at that time. But I deleted them.
Yeah, I've often wondered why people do that, write comments and then delete them. But it might be so they can
They do.
they can take a screenshot themselves and then say that you've deleted the comments.
That's what they do. They like to do that.
I've not subbed to him. I'll have to watch that
Well, now
later.
you-
It'd be dangerous watching
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah, it's not going to help watching it. Just now he's going to go and do something to your channel as well.
What if we put it on the bot?
Nah, that you might just say you're using his content with even the sound coming out.
Yeah.
That guy's quite a.
Yeah, you know how these people work now,
Oh yeah,
right?
we're live right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
He might. We might have to call him Mr. Fluffy. Or
I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him Mr. Sensitive from now on.
I thought it was fast.
Senseless.
Or Senseless, yeah. Because spastic. If I say spastic, then he's gonna probably count me on that. Then I'm harassing him or something. I don't know.
That's it's Anthony Riley's name, that, so he might get upset that you are associating him with Sleeping Warrior. That may be why he gets upset about that.
Yeah. Look, I'll just do one last video just to comment on this, and then I'm not going to really bother with him ever again. We'll just see if it does get. We'll just see if it does get retracted or not. But he has to know, if it does come to where he's not going to retract the video, I have the right by law now to ask for his details. And if he thinks I'm not going to give his details out, he's surely mistaken. If he can't show respect to me, why must I show respect on his details, his privacy?
You know what he's here for, right? He's in this arena, I guess, to do just that. To bait you in, and you respond, and then he strikes you. He's a fucking scumbag, Senseless. You're a scumbag.
Yep, straight out scumbag. Just shows his character. It shows what he's fighting for, what his values are.
Yeah, he just wants to take you down, doesn't he? He wants to silence you. That's his job. Because all of the other people have tried, right? And your argument's too good. It's based in reality. I mean, how can you ever be wrong? And they can't fight against that. So the only way they can do it is to try and get you off the internet, get you off YouTube. Shut your channel down.
Yep.
That's what I'd say earlier when we were talking about Flat Earth Society. Right? Flat Earth Society doesn't want your sort of content around. So this is Flat Earth Society type techniques, right? Tactics. This man could very well be Flat Earth Society.
Yeah, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
The things he does. Sad, that's all I can say.
I mean, we all heard the same thing when we came into this, right? This isn't Flat Earth Society. Flat Earth Society is controlled opposition. What is that? That's where they take both sides of an argument and argue with one another. So look around you and see who's been doing that for 5 and 6 years. Should be pretty obvious.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he's happy because of me, he's got 272 views in 15 minutes. Because he was kind of buttered. My video that I had with him, in the first 3 hours, I had over 700 views. So that was 700 people that saw him stupid.
Yeah, this is a business to them, right? All of the views and likes and clicks and thumbs ups and subs and all of that sort of stuff, that is their business. So in order to drum up more business, you give it a catchy title, right? You cause some drama first.
He even shows like he's gloating now. The video's unavailable. 11 minutes and 37 seconds. Video unavailable. Takes a screenshot to show it's unavailable.
What, that your video's unavailable?
Yeah, just show it's unavailable.
Because he's took it down with a copyright strike. Fucking hell.
He's got issues, this guy. Yeah, he's...
Does he think you've took it down, or does he know that he's the one that issued the copyright strike that got the video took down?
I have no idea. I'm going to have to just watch the video later on properly to listen to what he's saying. I can't really listen. But all I know is I can also do the same and get him copyright striked. But yeah, I'm not that dishonest.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of content that people have took of mine, they all take it.
Yeah,
They take whatever you do and they turn it upside down and pretend it's not what it was. And that, they misappropriate it all the time.
I encourage people to take my content. Why would I want to copyright someone for taking my content? Even when they misrepresent me, they're still actually helping me because they're validating my point that they're just dishonest.
Yeah, Bev, what was the one guy that was going over your video, and at the end of it, he started streaming your premiere live?
Sean Hawkins, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was live streaming my live premiere while it was premiering.
Crazy.
Yeah. They don't care. The people on the other side, if they imagine they've got a globe, then they think they can do whatever they want. I mean, I don't know what the rules are, because certain people get butthurt and do all of this certain stuff. And most of the people I know don't give a shit. We do this for fun, right? We're not doing it. This isn't a business. This isn't an endeavour that we take really seriously. We just do this because that's what we want to do.
Yeah, we enjoy it.
This is what I do when I'm at work.
Yeah.
You sit with people that are on the same level. Because my boss walks around spinning his globe on his watch. Wow,
you may see sometimes when I'm doing the demonstrations in the primer bay or the spray booth or something, the looks I get, but they all know they got no problem with it though, because they're just normal people.
Just a crazy arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the craziest thing I ever imagined. Been brought in.
Yeah, like when we were growing up, we never thought we would be in our 30s, 40s, 50s debating shape.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think it's much of a debate left though.
Oh, there's no debate.
No,
is
but
there?
we just accepted. We just accepted what we were told when we were young.
Yeah.
Some of us keep accepting it. Question.
But I mean, they're going out. Yeah, they're going out their way to try and get us back to their religion.
Yeah, 100%.
You're in South Africa and you're only 1 hour east of the UK, time zone wise.
At the moment, yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Because of daylight. It's usually 2 hours.
2 hours, okay.
Usually. But now that they got daylight savings, it's 1 hour.
Yeah, that is a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, the African continent is what, 4,500 miles wide, 4,600 miles long.
Well, it's quite big.
Massive.
Yeah.
You'll never see it on a map like that.
No.
You'll never see the true representation.
Yeah, that's why I said we have to drive from me to my brother. It's a fair bit of distance, about 18 hours drive. I mean, even from where I am now to go to Namibia, which is like next to me, is like a 6 hour drive.
You could nearly lap this country with that.
How far is it to Wakanda? No, I'm just kidding.
It's in my backyard. Wakanda's right there. It's almost my birthday. Yeah, an hour and a half. Then I'm a whole 35 years old. Oh.
Oh, what's this? Oh, hey.
I remember 35.
I stopped counting at about 30. I don't really worry anymore. All I know is I'm older than my wife. 3 years older
Yeah, I
than her
got-
for a month long.
10 years on my wife.
Yay.
So she's happy. She doesn't have to worry about getting traded in for a younger model.
Yeah, my wife knows I'll never do that. I've got quite a beautiful wife.
Yeah. My wife.
Yeah, we're expecting our third child now in about 2 months. And then I'm probably gonna have to go to the doctor, get snipped. Children are damn expensive.
I already sent my wife to the doctor.
The problem is a lot of the times the people go for the procedures and they still end up getting pregnant.
Yeah, that's why my wife went to the doctor.
Yeah, I don't think my wife will really want to.
My wife gave her baby away.
I've got a guy who's gone on to the. Do you want to? So he sent me a tweet. Do you want to have a look?
Yeah.
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 It's an angle tweet. There you go. I don't know whether you can see that. Oh, which chat am I in? Wait a minute, that was the wrong one. Live chat.
Where are you going to post it?
I'm going to put it in the live chat. Can you see that, or do I need to? I might need to get a better picture from Twitter. But you can set it up for us if you want. What he's saying. Copy photo. And there's the actual picture. Right, so what he says is hopefully this should explain where I'm going wrong, me measuring an angle with a theodolite. That's what we were talking about. A triangle has 3 angles, and if you're on the top of a mountain and you're looking from mountain top to mountain top, you are measuring an angle. You can go to each mountain and do the same thing. You would measure 3 angles. Those 3 angles will make a triangle 180 degrees, always provable. Hopefully this should explain where you are going wrong. Theodolites do not measure the angles of the sighted triangle as shown here. That's why they include the spherical excess. Let me know if you need it explained further.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Theodolites don't measure the angle of the sighted triangle. Because that's what a theodolite is. It's a device for measuring angles when you sight them.
So what is a slope angle? Really?
But have you seen the picture as well that he tries to do? It's like he's convincing himself that the angle is different. When you're measuring triangles from, I don't know. Like, I haven't got a clue. Like, because the B and the D point in that picture, B here and D here, would be at the bottom of a mountain, inside the mountain. It's a vertical. That red bit is the horizontal plane, and the purple bits are the vertical heights of the mountains.
Yeah, SE, is this hump or drop?
Wow, I'm pretty sure that he's wrote that, or somebody's wrote that. You know, like that has got to be from a GLARPing playbook, right? Like that's one of Rumpus's pages.
Has to be.
Yeah.
It looks like it comes from that what's that page? Flat Earth WS or whatever. That meme globe page that tries to debunk the flat Earth. Looks like something like that. They were bad.
With angle A, which represents the spherical angle. See, look, it is. There's a triangle with more angles. That's fantastic.
So arc angle now is their excuse as a curved angle.
Don't know. That's a great way to have triangles with more than 180 degrees. If you noticed, all of the triangles there have straight sides. Hence, they will have 180 degrees. I mean, that's why it works like that.
Yeah, but if you have to take it from a hole, it's not a triangle anymore. Got a lot more sides.
Nice try.
You have to take them separately.
Plato chips.
Take it separately. Wow. He just debunked his own argument.
Yep. But he was convinced when he wrote that he was correct. Right? We've been telling them, these people we're talking to, they are geometrically illiterate. Glarpers. They have a model. The model clouds reality. And when it's as simple as triangles having 180 degrees, it does them in. So shout out Plato if you're listening. Nice try.
The most simplest things they get fundamentally wrong. I mean, you learn these type of things in primary school.
Yep. And then end up getting people on Discord telling you something different because they've got a model.
Crazy.
They've got a model. And so should we put a shout out for Mr. Senseless if he wants to come and tell you what you actually
that would be great.
Did wrong on his video and how he's allowed to use your video.
Yeah, he can maybe come and explain to me a mono to the mono, because so far he's just been shitless to talk to me. He's been running away from me and spreading misinformation, as we just saw. So I would like it to actually man up and face it.
I think I'll put the link here for this live stream into the live chat.
That'd be great if he shows up to talk. I mean, like he said, he was in Brandon's last night in the live chat. He just didn't want to come in and talk to me.
Copy link.
I wonder why that is.
Put it in his Discord channel for him. See if he wants to come.
Do you have his Discord channel?
Yeah, I'm in it. Just in the advertiser vid.
Would you send me the link?
Yeah, I'll get that in a minute.
Awesome, yeah, because I don't have it. Hey, Brian.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of a Glober getting a copyright strike ever?
That's a very rare occasion.
Or maybe one of the ones that go against Red's rhetoric or anything like that. I mean, they have thrown a few out, haven't they?
They do it on their own side.
Toon got one, but he got it reversed, which I've never heard of.
Well, I'm busy appealing mine, so we'll see how it goes with me.
They're untouchable, man. Seriously, Google.
Well, I'm probably gonna have
keeps
to
them
go.
protected.
I'm probably gonna have to go and create another channel just for in case. Because I'm ready. This is my second strike now for rubbish like this.
How many subs do you have on that channel?
I've been sitting on 907 for the last month, which is weird because my views have shot up tremendously. I mean, I'm getting views on my channel that people that's got 4K, 5K on their channels. I'm getting that type of views. But it stays on 900. It doesn't go up or down. Literally just
right. It's because Sensible or somebody's covering your stuff trying to debunk it, so people are going and watching.
Yep. So that's why I was being happy with it. But yeah, when he has to send misinformation about me, though, then he has to be a man and back it up. But yeah, I sent an appeal through. I gave my side of the story. Mr. Sensible will have to give his details to me if he's not going to retract the video. And if he refuses to give me his details so I can send it through to a lawyer, he will lose his channel. It's all up to him. He obviously didn't read the fine print before sending the copyright strike.
I can't send channel invites to that channel. They've de-rolled us to a point. Yeah, my videos don't show up or anything. So I've sent him a message in the advertise your videos on his channel.
Yeah, because I'm also going to ask him now. He wants to come and copyright strike me about, well, presumably for using his content. So then he goes and uses my content now while trying to tell me how bad I am and stupid. Weird.
Yeah, you should probably go to Brandon's again real quick and just say, look what he did today. He used my footage, called me an idiot, and he won't withdraw the strike. I'm telling you, that's the best way to go to get everybody talking.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably going to let everybody hound him until one day gets shut down. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not going to really bother with him that much anymore. I've appealed it now. I'll make my one video, final video to him, and then just let him be.
Well,
If somebody struck me,
yeah.
if somebody struck me and then made a video with my content, I sure as shit would strike them back and say, what do you want to do now?
Yeah, you see, I'm sitting in a place where I don't want to stoop to his level. You understand? It's like my character. These guys, since I've started my channel, they've always tried to portray me as dishonest, no matter what I do.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, so my character goes against that. So I don't want to stoop to his level. I can easily get, like I said, I can easily copyright him for at least 4 or 5 videos on me alone. Just those alone will get his channel shut down. But
yeah,
that's not the kind of guy I am.
Yeah, but he's a nasty bastard, and maybe that would send him a message. But he's probably untouchable, like I always say. The globe heads can do what they want.
Well, if he's going to carry on poking the bear, he will probably end up making me do something about it, understand? There's only so much a person can take. He obviously doesn't know the South African. He thinks we just lay around and do nothing. Because believe me, we can be very hard-headed sometimes.
Yeah, I don't like getting strikes. I don't like not being able to live stream. That pisses me off.
Yeah, I think that's his whole plan. He doesn't want me to be able to live stream because if you get, I think it's 2 strikes, you can't live stream.
I think if you just get one, you can't live stream for like 90 days.
Yeah. But this is my second strike. The first one I got was, I just started my channel. It was TEDx. They copyright striked me. I didn't even know I was on holiday. And when I came back, it was already past the time to be able to repeal. So I just
you have no you have no right of reply.
Yeah, so I just accepted it and I moved on. So since I've started my channel, I've had that one strike. And now this one from
you. Like what they like to do, man, is they like to accuse you of stuff. Then the very first thing they do is shut down communication, block you, ban you, and they keep talking shit about you, but you can't respond. When people do that kind of stuff, that is nasty.
Yeah, it's actually sickening. It's like I mean, I would be ashamed to do that stuff.
You do realise who you're up against, don't you?
Yeah, an asshole who thinks he's
These
better than
are
everyone.
not arseholes, mate.
They
These are government employees.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. We're trying to
They've got
say
all and every resource behind them.
yeah, that's why they got some big egos.
Yeah, yeah. You must know your enemy.
We are
I
live.
think it's just a guy sat in his fucking basement with a computer. It's not. Know your enemy.
But like I said, it doesn't really bother me that much.
I've seen them use fully copyrighted music and videos, and they never ever get done for it because they're part of the system.
Yep. They get away with everything, dude.
They've got an open book.
And that's why they're fighting between themselves at the moment. Because the one's trying to become the alpha.
Yeah.
And that one wants to be alpha. It's just the bomb waiting to explode. That's all.
Just watch who pays the super chats.
Yeah, it's the same guys over and over and over.
They're the paymasters.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how they're doing it, backhanding.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I
Jem's
mean, that's not
listening in.
Yeah, Jem.
Hey, Jem. Yeah.
You want to call your buddy to come and talk to me?
Oh, I'm not so sure he's friends with Senseless, is he? I don't think so.
Not sure. Because he's still avoiding me. He hasn't come and spoken to me, nothing yet. You would think if he has... Oh, someone's angry.
I don't think Jem's the same level as Senseless. I mean, Senseless has got a balloon.
Yeah.
He's got a NASA patch. I bet Jem hasn't got a NASA patch.
What a waste of $1,000.
I don't think it cost $1,000, and I'm not so sure it's a patch that I don't think it can't be. It can't be a patch for $1,000.
Well, he said there was.
Be something
He said there was two other. Yeah, because he said there was two other things that came with it or something.
Yeah.
But still,
It'll be on his video today.
it was supposed to be on this video that he took the mickey out of me. Yeah.
It's not a ministry of defending a globe lie, Jem. It's a ministry of gaslighting. A glarping community, that's what you have.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you hide away in Discord servers. And waiting to try and lure people in there. Then you can berate them. You don't feel safe outside of it.
Jim, why don't you come and talk to us a bit?
Hey, Paige, he's scared of Paige. Paige might be in here.
I like Paige. Paige is awesome.
Yeah.
She's
I'm
a
not so
fiery
sure
one,
that
Dad.
the defence of a ball is actually needed
Not really.
or wanted, right? It's only in certain glarping communities where the glarping servers, where the that's globe live action role players. Except there's not really much action. They just sort of, I don't know, berate people for asking questions. That's what I find just recently. Like, there's a group of people that want to ask questions. And there's another group of people that will never answer those questions. And get really triggered and upset with people asking questions. Things that just don't fit in the mind. And they never get an answer from it. He's telling me, what are you telling me? What's on your wage slip, Jim? I don't understand. You do pizza delivery or something like that, I heard. KFC deliveries. That's all I heard. That's not NASA. NASA don't employ you to do that, do they? I'm not so sure how much globe defence you get a chance of doing.
I mean,
For
if
your
NASA
work.
employs you to deliver KFC, then you're the bottom of the rank.
If NASA employ you, Jem, to have a Discord server where you berate people for asking questions about the world we live in, right? And like this is what's got me as well. That of all the people to go and ask about this thing, you don't seriously think that your server is where people go to ask questions, right? To find answers, do you? It's a challenge, right? In order for you to get an argument that is based on reality, you have to go and find the people that get triggered the most by the most simple, basic facts. I believe that's what your server is, Jem, where people can go and find the people that get triggered the most by reality. If you want to go anywhere, that's the best server I've ever found. There's certain different people in different areas, but yeah, if you want an argument like that, all you have to do is go into that server and say
like
something about reality.
Yeah, it's like a Jerry Springer show server there.
And there's Nathan Oakley's got 10 basic facts. If you could walk into Gems and ask one of those questions, you are guaranteed to be met by a barrage of insults.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
They're guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
It might even start being a bit of a challenge, right, to see what we can do, who we can send in there to say what. See what sort of a reaction you can get. But yeah, it's a good server. It's been useful. It's been useful to find out where all the trolls are, really. I think I found all of the trolls that I initially met on Twitter.
It's the junkyard trolls.
Yeah.
The ones that get skipped to the junkyard. That's where they all accumulate.
It's the ones that need the backing, the ones that are most affected by people. I believe that you can say things to people on a daily basis or whatever, right? But occasionally you will find somebody who you say something to who get automatically triggered. I mean, the level conversation will get people triggered at some point in the thing. Now, it's what happens when people get triggered. And I think the majority of the most severely affected people will end up at a server like Gem Pandas, where the people really need help.
So it's like the recuperation area. Like in when it's in part of war, when they go to a special ward, the mental ward, after just for recuperation. Kind of that.
Yeah. Say, Jim, we're not necessarily saying flat earthers, because like we say, flat is a two-dimensional surface. There's only a very, very few rare people that actually think they live on a two-dimensional surface. And you'd be surprised at who those people are, Jem. You know geometrically where that ends up.
Right.
So
Big Gambino come.
What's that?
Or Brad, this guy.
I think you're cutting up really badly there, Rob.
Sorry, my mic's it.
Wow,
I
Gem's
gotta
going
put
in
it
the
right beside
chat.
my face.
Flatards deploy. Whoa, the Flatards. See, I mean, I don't even know who that is, Gem. Flat is a two-dimensional surface. It's like a plane. And we all know that there's a measured elevation in vertical. That negates flatness. But if
Does
you want
flat
to
include
equate... Wait a minute,
elevation?
Rob. Wait a minute. If you want to equate, Gem, level being horizontal with flat Earth, then you're going to be struggling. Because everybody believes level is horizontal. Everybody in the big wide world, the reality world, where level is horizontal, observably so. Not people that are affected by a globe model that cannot have reality creeping in.
Have you ever wondered why my name is Flatzoid? Because I was taking the Mickey out of the geoid, so it's a flat geoid.
Yeah.
So in other words, it's a horizontal surface with topography, but people see it as a flat plane,
Yeah.
which I think is quite ironic.
Yeah, that's what I've always said. Level is a straight line on a horizontal plane, right? The horizontal plane is a two-dimensional surface, but there's a measured elevation from that horizontal plane. I mean, everybody should know that, Gem.
Yeah, all you need to do is just go dig a hole. You'll see it's 3D. That's the argument I used to have with Spark Kane the whole time. When he comes and tells me it's 2D. And I tell him, okay, have you dug a hole before? And I tell him, okay, does that hole have length, breadth, and width? And yeah, you can guess the answer. No, it's 2D.
Yeah, most ballers, when pushed, will go to spherical geometry, and spherical geometry is the two-dimensional surface of a sphere. So, who's the flat earther? Because 2D
No
is
elevation on
flat.
that, is there?
If that's the best you've got, Gem, you'd be struggling. I don't know why Gem's trolling our chat. He's like honoured. He's the head goblin troll. I feel really honoured, Gem. Specialist treatment.
Goblins are not the same as trolls.
No, I said goblin troll. He's the head goblin.
No,
Troll.
no, goblins are not trolls.
I know.
They're different.
Yeah. Is he the head goblin then? He's a head goblin, the leader of the trolls.
No, goblins are like lackey. Trolls are higher up.
Active chat. I quite like it. Gem's keeping it going. What's the subject, Gem?
Thanks.
Are we having a textural Lives Matter night?
Yeah, I think so. Gem, Notice Bev is ignoring the question and pretending he's responding to something that I didn't ask. Like, I don't know
What was the
what you
question?
did ask her. You like, yeah, Gem. I don't always look at the chat. That's not what I do, Gem. Especially, I've learned just to look at it occasionally. When somebody says look in the chat, you know, there's normally a load of troll behaviour in there, isn't there? Normally people over at your server accusing people of horrible crimes towards their own children. So, I don't know. What's that? Oh, here we go. Is this the question? Is east to west / west to east circumnavigation possible? I haven't got a clue, Jim. Have you ever done it? I've never done it. I'd say, me personally, nah, I couldn't do that. I can't even do a boat. I don't think I'd be allowed. You'd have to have a good... What sort of a craft would you have to do for that? Is that like Phileas Fogg? I don't know. How many days did Phileas Fogg do it in the movie? 90 days. He did it. There you go. Well, about that for an answer, Jem. Me personally, I don't know. I couldn't do it, and I'll never be able to do it. But I have seen a film about Phileas Fogg. You told me. Told me what, Jem? I just answered it for you, didn't I? The answer is, I don't know. But I've seen it in a film. I think it was in a film.
Why don't you come in and have a chat, Jim? Come on.
Does anybody else ever done
I went over to
circumnavigation?
and had a chat.
Jem would never lower himself to come in here if you can. You didn't ask if I can personally do it. I don't know, Jem. You asked me if I know. Is it possible? I don't know. Jem, that's the answer is I don't know. Have you done it? Do you want to lay out a case for why it is possible? Because we'll accept that. People can come over and let us know about things like that. If you think you've got a valid proof, bring it over, Jim.
You see, Bev, that's one thing these guys don't understand. We don't make claims on something we don't know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
circumnavigate the Earth in a electric plane.
I can circumnavigate my house if I wanted to. I can take 4 hours. I can take 1 hour. The difference is not going to change the shape. That's what these guys don't get.
I think that's so. Jem's just won that because I don't know, because I've never personally done it.
How dare you, Biff?
Yeah, Jem's just won that argument in the text chat. Like a true text chat troll, has just won an argument that he didn't even know what was going on. Because I don't know. What about you, Jem? In the chat, text chat, let's know, what's your best proof that it is definitely possible? How long did it take you when you were doing it, Jem?
There do seem to be a lot of guys on both sides of the argument that love to talk about those concentric circles. Weird.
You have done it personally. Wow.
When was this?
Back in his yachting days.
Yeah. Jet setting.
And
man, that's a pretty posh person there if you were on one of those yachting teams.
And did he use a sextant?
I bet it's computer game related, right? Is it,
Sail Simulator 2000.
Link.
I want to know what suntan lotion did he use?
It took about 7 weeks. Wow. That's quicker. You did it. You beat Phileas Fogg. Yeah, that's nice. like that.
What was?
Did
what
you get a
was his
GoFundMe,
average-
Jem? Did you get a GoFundMe and take any readings? Put a stick in the ground all the time, every 69 miles. That's interesting. Did you know that a nautical mile? Do you know how long a nautical mile is?
Isn't it 1.8 normal miles? I think.
No. The correct
1.8
answer
kilometers.
is where.
Where? That's
Yeah,
a good one.
because it changes, doesn't it? It's not. It's not the
That's a good
same
one.
size in
Based on a
different
sphere,
places.
the nautical mile.
Yeah.
It is based on a sphere.
Yeah. Where is it bigger? Is it bigger at the pole, or is it bigger at the equator? Do you know?
At the equator, according to their fantasy, I believe.
I believe you are true. That is a correct fact. The nautical mile is bigger. So it's a distance that gets bigger. Because that completely makes sense, doesn't it? Distances change. So, like, can you imagine, right? You've got a 30 centimetre ruler and you're at the equator and you go up to the pole, you go a bit north. Does that ruler, is it not the right size when you get into a different place? Or does it actually change in size and you not notice it? I mean, how do you know?
You didn't know they carried ruler stretchers?
Just add a centimetre on.
But Bev, you did it wrong. You're supposed to use string.
There's also another way. It depends how fast you were traveling. If you traveled really fast, Bev, it could have shrank. Time dilation.
Great background music.
Yeah.
organ music. That's perfect.
There's people that think a foot isn't a foot where you are. So, like, depending, right? This is how stupid these people have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. How fast you're going, how high you are, things change in actual dimension, in actual size.
Only on the water.
They're insane.
Only on the water. Like, because on the land, I don't think the nautical mile doesn't take effect. It's only on the water. And, distances change when you're on the water for some reason. I don't know.
Because horizontal.
You can't measure distances on the water. They would measure knots. And they dropped a rope from the front. They would count the knots. I mean, can't measure distance on a boat that I'm aware of.
Yeah,
Well,
just
back
speed.
then you couldn't.
Yeah, just relative speed, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problems you have when you live on a globe, right? There's enough problems in reality measuring distances, both in the air and on water. Like on land, it's easy because you just measure horizontal distances and you map it and you plot it like you do on any map, 2D.
Yeah,
Scalable and everything in reality. Checkable, everything. The moment you take a step off the land, the earth bit, and you go onto the water or into the air, you have air currents or water currents. And you have to fight against them to know a distance, but you can't really know how fast the current is because you've got nothing to make it relevant to, because you're on it also. So yeah, it becomes a bit tricky doing distances and all that sort of stuff on when you're not on the land. Hence they get into problems. Wow. The Zeppelin did that then, did it? Right.
So did I hear
Sorry,
you
mate.
invite...
Say again.
I'm looking at the Zeppelin thing.
Yeah, circumnavigation. East to west, west to east.
$70, 67
I don't know
hours.
it's the south.
They can't do north and south.
Yeah, you get sucked in the North Pole hole.
Looks like they went around in a circle there,
Yeah.
Brian.
I've
Yeah,
posted
look
it for Jem in his chat.
Look at the time they did it in. 67 hours.
$67 hours.
From Tokyo. 6,000 miles. That's pretty good, that. Pretty good going. That's not the whole entire trip, is it? Canada, America. I don't know what's that map? Is that the correct map? That looks like the old one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. It seems very north-centered.
Yeah, that map doesn't look right somehow.
Are any maps correct?
I don't think they are. No.
Good point.
I can't have north, south, east, and west being perpendicular, straight lines and curving at the same time. My head won't hold that in, so I don't know. It just seems foreign. Oh, let me see. I think I've got another question. Jem seems to think we have a message. Brian and Paige seem to be. I don't know. They're Jem. Everybody here are individuals, and they can think whatever they want. I don't know what you think they think that is off message, but there's no message. There's only what is, and that's all we talk about here. None of us are on script to anything, and there's no message for anybody to give or say. Everyone's their own person. It's sad that you have to think like that, Jem. And like I've always said, most of the people in this argument project what they are. So you're saying, or you're telling us at the minute, that you have a message. You have a scripted message on your side that nobody can deviate from. Well, I understand it, because you have to obfuscate the level argument. Not that it's an argument, it's just people are telling you what reality is and how we do it.
Why isn't Jem coming in? Did Paige join or something?
Yeah, Paige is in. I don't know. Yeah, she's joined. She might be doing something. Likes to stay on the YouTubes. And she upsets Jem. She might be staying away in case Jem wants to come over. Doesn't want to.
That's what I'm saying. She's not here. So.
Yeah, she's in the YouTube chat. That might be enough to scare him off.
Oh, she's in the chat. Well, that explains it. Yeah.
He's battling Jem.
I don't know why Paige triggers these guys so much. I don't understand that. Well, unless you're not polite with her, of course.
I think a lot of these glarpers are sad, lonely people, and they don't have much interaction with women. And a strong, independent woman, they're not used to. They really get upset at that.
Maybe Paige's mom voice scares them because they hear it from their basement a lot.
That's what it is.
Paige just keeps reminding them.
They are man-child, right? Most of them. So when a strong
In the
woman starts telling them off or speaking to them sternly, it's a mother figure. They turn into the little child.
Yeah.
They cower.
Strong women.
Yeah.
They scare weak men. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Well, I've always said for this community that we're in, there isn't many women because they get drove out by people. You know, most of the people over at Gems. There's very few women that have the strength of character or that can be dealing with this sort of behaviour that will stick around. But I say that's because if you've got if you're in a household, right, the bloke could easily be flat earther or question all of this sort of stuff, and the woman could be not, right? She could quite happily go, right? But if you are in a household where the woman is the one that let's call flat earther, then that bloke who lives in that house would have to be also you. I think the women.
I think it's flat.
Strong.
Isn't that what you said?
Yeah.
I think flat.
I think it's flat. That's the women of the households, the globe side, and that's the ones that are actually have women living with them.
The ones that are not living with their mom, right?
Yeah. In the basements or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they do seem to have. You're right, though. They
Let me say something about.
Go on. You have got a really shit mic, though, Rob. But so
I'm sorry.
Try your best.
My wife thought I was crazy, but then she looked into it, and then we got married.
So she married you knowing you were a flat earther. Well, you know what I mean. I don't want to use the word flat earther.
Realist?
That's the one, realist. Wow, you got a good woman, Rob. Good on you.
Jem's having a go at the women. They are ganging up on him. Emma and Paige in the chat now. You go, girls.
Boy.
You go,
What's
girls.
What's worse than one mom voice? Two mom voices.
Go, Emma. Go, Paige.
You've been a very naughty boy, Jim.
Miserable old smart asses like my dad. Jem, see, he's right. You just think you're smart asses. That's good. Jem says, I think maybe because it's full of miserable old smart asses like myself. Oh, does anyone feel sorry for Jem being miserable? You can tell that though.
Did he
gets
just
angry.
admit being me?
Yeah.
Was he flipping? Is he flipping to the victim state now? Is that what it
Sounded like he admitted he was miserable. Jem, cheer up, man. Go outside, get some sun. Walk around, smell some air.
Ride a skateboard.
Yeah, try a skateboard.
Oh, that was a point. Did you hear Jose earlier about the bridge? I think somebody's told him to go to Rakir's Bridge again. Right? Somebody's told him that because the bridge is the same height above the water, that necessarily proves that it's curved. It's fantastic.
With 3 later points.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
Tell Jim to eat some nuggets.
It's a
Tell
monument.
Jim to eat some nuggets. That'll cheer him up.
I don't know who's been telling Jose that sort of thing. I mean, you know, maybe he's a monthly boss, is it? Is it the boss for the month?
Well, yeah, he's called him the boss. Yeah.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Yep, Mr. Kowalski, I imagine. It's just a guess. I mean, allegedly.
You don't drive him away, Paige. He might get upset if you keep talking to him in the chat. He might get upset again and leave. I mean, what would our live chats be if we didn't have any trolls hanging about in the text chat? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Carry on. We do quite well without any trolls. I've heard that people are leaving your server, Gem. It might be because the way you talk to people on there. Is there any big debates looming, in the next few days, or anything you'd like to give us some announcements about, Gem? And debate flat Earth and more. Any debates upcoming?
It says big news from Chemo. What's that, Jem?
Chemo. Does Chemo normally give us some news? Where we go for our news? Don't bother, Paige.
Don't tell me you turned Chemo. I don't believe it, Jem.
Yeah. Chemo and Jeremy.
Chemo is untouchable. Well, we know at least one guy they turned there, right?
Oh, you're not going to thinking of going over there again, are you, Paige? That's brave. Perhaps you could set up a debate, Paige. That'd be good. Yeah, that sounds good, that, Rob. Sounds better than before. You were break cutting in and out.
Yeah, my other headset's horrible.
Yeah, that's loads better. Yeah, you set up a debate page. That'd be good. How about that, Jem? You set up your first actual debate on Debate Flat Earth and more.
I was going to say they don't. I thought they said they don't debate on Flat Earth debate anymore.
Yeah, well, it's like McToons. He doesn't debate either. It's just an entertainment show.
Yeah.
It does seem like a bit of a bad business, like a method or whatever you call it, a business proposal to get people to lure people in so you can berate them. Get a load of triggered adults who get triggered by reality to lure them in to ask you a question about it, and then you can just ask them questions all the time.
And make fun of them and make money. Beautiful business model.
Yeah. I like it. I think he's gone now anyway. It's going to be mega big news from Chemo. I wonder whether it's going to be like Ranty's big news. I think Ranty's big news is he's helping conspiracy cats prove the globe with a white swan.
What, chemo's big news?
I don't know. Yeah.
It's just a whistleblower that he's fell for, hook, line and sinker.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, taken a notice. And easily debunkable. You know, they put these stories out. There's no such thing as a whistleblower. They're sent out to put this ludicrous story out. And then only 10 minutes of research find that the guy is a complete nutter fraud. And that's what they want us to do. They want us to fall for this bullshit. No such thing as a whistleblower.
So do you know what this news is, Brian?
What was it again? I didn't take a lot of note. As soon as he said whistleblower, mate, I turned off. It was somewhat like an astronaut or something who'd come out and said that the Earth was flat.
Oh, that
but when you look
Hungarian
into
one,
it,
that was ages ago.
it might not have been that then. I literally turned off as soon as he started going on about a whistleblower. I knew it would be bullshit. It's
But
part of
surely
their
that
method.
can't be the big news because they had it on they had it posted the other day.
There you go.
Unless he's got more. I did have a word with him actually. Not to fall for their crap.
G'day, everybody.
Good day. Oh, good morning.
G'day.
Hey, Paige.
G'day.
You're scaring everybody away, Paige.
Yeah, it seems so. It's funny. I'm noticing the calmer I am, the nicer I am to them, and the more I just, back off and let them talk, like I did with Bob and Paid Nasa Shill and stuff yesterday afternoon. The more I do that, the more triggered they get. Like if I lose my shit, they're happy.
Yep.
But if I remain calm and talk, they can't handle it. They go nuts.
You got it, Paige. That's the secret. That's what they want. They want you to get triggered. I noticed it myself.
Yeah.
The calmer you remain, the more freaked out they get. Yes.
Yeah, because they're like wondering why it's not working. Like, hang on a minute, this should be triggering them, and it's not. What the fuck?
Yeah, but you're special. I don't know why, but when they hear you talk, it's like extra special.
Yeah.
And if you stay calm, oh my God, they're gonna go loony.
I mean, I do understand that, as an Aussie and female, I am a little bit more abrasive than most women. Like I'm not one of those girls who sits and does makeup and and is doesn't want to break a nail and is all girly. I'm just not like that. I'll get out in the bush and I'll chop down trees and I'll pick up bugs and I'll that shit doesn't bother me. So people think they just don't know how to take me, I suppose.
They have mommy issues.
Yeah, big time. If they want to be civil to me, and like I said, Bob and I had a good conversation yesterday afternoon because I said to him, I said he was getting upset. Oh, don't keep over talking me. But our side, we can sort of talk and sometimes like throw in a quick comment over the top of somebody else talking, and we seem to be able to do that really well. Nobody gets triggered by somebody just adding a couple of words in the middle of their sentence, but it was triggering Bob really badly. And I said, okay, do you need us to, go on mute and not interrupt you at all? Are you unable to talk and listen at the same time, like do two things at once? And he thought I was being nasty. I said, it's not a bad thing if you can't. It just, men and women are different. They always say men can't multitask very well. So maybe you just, you can't listen and talk. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means I need to know that about you so that I can adjust my behavior so that we can have a conversation, you know. And then once he said, oh, yeah, I do need that, I said, okay, well, I'll do that for you, no problem. And I went on mute every time he spoke, and guess what? Every time I spoke, he talked over me. And I'm just like, you know, oh my goodness. They are very hypocritical. No, they can't help themselves.
Hey Bev, that picture of Black Tower,
Blackpool Tower,
is that? I know that's not it, but that tower there, is that an old BBC structure for radio communication? What exactly is that that big tower there?
It's like the Eiffel Tower. I think personally it was like a Zeppelin landing station. But I mean, it could be for other things. I don't know. But yeah, it's just like the Eiffel Tower.
Is that the tallest thing in that area, basically?
Yeah, I think so. 500 and odd feet. I mean, there's, like I say, in that bit where I live, 'cause that's where the 27 miles of canal is. So that's it's called the Lancashire Coastal Plain. That area. So there's not much higher. You know, I think the highest land would be 300 and something feet, about 333 feet, around that area.
Okay, the reason I asked,
go
on. I remember BBC. They used to do worldwide broadcast, and I was wondering if that was in that area before they had so-called satellites, right?
Yeah, no, I am the next biggest one from that in that area would be Winter Hill. That's Wigan. There's a big mass there. That would be where all of the TV broadcasts would have come from. Winter Hill near Wigan.
You aren't talking about the BTT Tower, are you?
He's talking. Yeah, I think that's in Birmingham. That's closer to Rise, sort of.
That's in Birmingham?
The BT Tower, yeah.
Yeah, I pulled an elevation on that thing right there, and it has a clear line of sight from one end to the other. But the Globers say, oh, we debunked that. But yeah, they say we debunked that because it's a globe. You know, same thing.
Yeah, I've asked them many times, how is it that BBC used to broadcast worldwide? When did they start? In the 30s or something? Don't quote me on the date. I don't want to get massacred. But they were broadcasting worldwide at one point.
Yeah, I don't think TV was around until the 50s or whatever. But yeah.
Radio I'm talking about. Radio, yeah.
Oh, okay.
British Broadcast Corporation, is that what it stands for? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in America it stands for something different, but we won't get into that.
Take the knives out.
Yeah, I've been up to Indianapolis or Indiana, up there on the south end Indiana, sitting up there on a cold night. I don't know if that had much to do with it or not, but I could hear. I was listening to the AM radio station in Atlanta up there. That's pretty cool.
That's quite a ways, huh?
Yeah, it's probably, I don't even know, 700 miles or something.
I remember, what was his name? I forgot his name. Coast to Coast AM.
Oh yeah, George Norrie.
Yeah, before him.
Art Bell.
The original. Art Bell, that's the guy, Art Bell. I used to listen to, I think, a station from Texas, I believe it was. Or maybe just a little bit north from Montreal.
Nixon talked to men on the moon.
Yeah.
You can pick up a lightning strike on an AM station from like thousands and thousands of miles away. That static charge travels thousands and thousands of miles.
That was a joke, by the way.
Yeah, we know, Rob.
Mine wasn't.
Them bending radio waves and stuff is like what they do with the things in the sky. Like we were talking about the ISS yesterday, and when you zoom in on the moon or the ISS or the sun or whatever, you know, there's this, you can zoom in on everything no matter where they are. Like the sun, you zoom in on that the same as you do the moon, even though the sun's supposed to be, you know, and they think they can see trillions of light years away because they've been told that that's where those stars are. So, oh, well, I must be able to see that far because I can see them. And they think the same with the radio waves. Oh, well, Earth is a globe, so those radio waves must be bending around or, you know, bouncing off whatever. They'll just have an excuse. That's good enough.
You know what else they believe? They believe a radio transmission, let's say from I Love Lucy from the 50s, 60s. It's still traveling in space, and somebody out there with a receiver
somebody somewhere's gonna, in billions of years, somebody will get that signal. Oh dear.
You're talking about the same people that think straight lines are circles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or you can have a straight line on the circle, around the outside of a circle.
There's Blackpool Tower today. We couldn't see the mountains behind in the background.
Oh, Bev, where were you showing, you know how you went through whether the surface of things is 2D or 3D, and you were showing somebody how you start out going through the planar geometry where it's all the surfaces are 2D because it's planar geometry, and then you went into the solid geometry side of it. What book was that in? Was that 11?
Yeah, book 11's the
where it
solid
says
geometry.
the surfaces. Book 11.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Because, you know, like, you have Euclidean geometry and non-Euclidean geometry, and they like to play a game that you can have a bend straight line, and that applies to this geometry and Euclid and all of that. Well, it can't, but, I mean, they like to play mind games with it, that it can. But the one thing...
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing.
That Euclid... gets, because it's an axiomatic system, right? He has to get to where he wants to go at the end. So you can't start at the beginning.
Yeah, one step at a time.
Yeah. So book 11 being solid geometry cannot apply to spherical geometry at all. Zero. Zilch.
Yeah,
spherical
so
geometry
still
is the two-dimensional surface of a sphere. There's no 3 dimensions in that. And book 11 is the surveying reality geometry of reality, spherical geometry, solid geometry.
Solid geometry, yeah.
Yeah, with a sphere, where a
because that's what they do, isn't it? They take a sphere, a 3D shape, cut it so that you've got a flat circle to work on, and then they do all their work on that. But that's a flat 2D surface. That, you know, I don't understand how they can't work it out in their heads.
It's the model affliction that stops them from being able to see.
Because they're trying to shove everything into their model. Oh, well, you know, this has got to be this way because that's what my model says.
Everything is defined within geometry. I may sound a bit anal about this, but Euclidean geometry defines the geometry that we use in mathematics. It's the foundational basis of mathematics. Well, ask any baller what their definition of a sphere is. Because in spherical geometry, there is no sphere. There's no such thing. It doesn't exist within their
Because they're working on the 2D surface, aren't they?
of
in
a
that?
sphere already.
Yeah.
It's not a true spherical geometry is not a true geometry because it is primarily based on a sphere. And a sphere is only defined in book 11 of Euclidean geometry. So
in the solid geometry.
Yeah, how can you have something based upon a solid in a geometry like book 11, but then apply some book 1 stuff to that thing in book 11? It just doesn't make any sense. You know, in reality, to get your mind working on it, if you live in reality, then it just can't apply. But if you live in imaginometry land,
then, you can do anything.
Yeah, that's what has to happen. So therefore, that is what
I've noticed they can never work from the beginning and go forward to show me how they make their model. They always have to work backwards. Like they'll always already have the R value, or they'll already know the distance or size or whatever of something.
Yeah, they can't have.
And it's like they can't. Yeah, you can't do the math for R ever because in their model, light's always refracted. It's always bending. So that horizon is never in the spot that it's in. So how do you measure it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, we could say that, but what all we're doing is playing the baller's game of imagining their model. Well, I think we're past that now. There's literally no need for us to imagine something we know isn't there.
Yeah, I'm over trying to, debunk the globe model. That's not my focus anymore because, I have over the last 5 years have already done that. I've already shown myself alternate explanations for, most of the things we see, and they make more sense. They're more simple. Everything works easier. And so now it's more that, yeah.
Yeah, what it boils down for me is just like the 8 inches per mile drop, right? What is that? That's an elevation change. That's not curvature. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of it.
Yeah, my thing is that my new big thing is margin of error. That's my new big thing. Because what's the error? Like when I
in their model or
error, yeah, no,
reality.
Like when we use tools in reality, there's a margin of error.
Yes.
Tools. Well, error from what? When we're talking about level, and if my tool is a level and it's not an error,
yeah.
What's that margin of error to? It's horizontal.
Well, that picture that Bev put up with the 4 tubes with the water in it, 100, 200, 300, 400 meters, Gently and WS and them are all saying that because you can see that there's like a millimeter difference in the water on one of them, that they've debunked that water's horizontal. And I'm like, can't you see that those water levels are a tiny bit tilted? They're not exactly straight up and down. And I said, it's a millimeter. Like,
it's actually closer to the camera. One of them is really close to the camera.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because you can't sight water levels, when you use a camera. If you're slightly above them or below them, or one's closer, one's farther.
Yeah, it changes the way it looks.
Mm-hmm.
And how does 1 millimeter give them curvature of the Earth? There's no way that tiny little bit of difference in the water from it being, just looking at it being a little bit tilted or a little bit further away or closer or whatever, that's not giving them, hundreds of miles of curvature.
Yeah. Well, remember you're talking about WS and Gently, who are so desperate for a win. After all these years, they just want one victory. But
grab onto anything.
Gently got so frustrated last time he came around. We went through the 7. He never came back.
Well, I think some of them, like those two, aren't here for any other reason than to win an argument. They've been doing this so long that they've got to win somewhere. And they don't actually want to learn anything or find out any new stuff. They just want to.
Yeah, I don't know WS. He's just something. He's just a text troll, but generally, actually, he's a nice guy. He has a sense of humor, but of course, he's a mind-controlled globe zombie. But I've never talked to WS. He doesn't. He's too scared to talk to anyone. I don't know why.
Yeah, he even went on Jose's show and spoke on there, but won't talk anywhere else. I think he knows fine well he wouldn't be able to keep his voice steady, and he'd end up stuttering and stammering, so he just
I think he knows he can't
to do it.
He can't defend the globe. He knows. He can only do it through obfuscation and absolute bullshit tactics.
Yeah, which is why you need to do it through the text, so you can
so you can just
word things a bit differently or ignore it.
Yeah, or get blocked by people, right? You say the same thing over and over and over, like you've proved the globe. You've proved the globe.
Ruhif even put me on mute last night in the conversation because I was being so calm and reasonable that he couldn't handle it and ended up having to put me on mute. And the other guys in the conversation going, you can't do that because she's trying to talk to us as well. And then you start talking over her because you can't hear her. He never mutes me when I'm yelling at him. If I lose my shit and yell at him, then he's got no problem. But the one time when I'm, nice and calm and explaining things in a rational way and making really good sense, he couldn't handle it and had to mute me.
That's because he's not performing his duties. His objective is to get you triggered.
Yes. And if he knows I'm not going to get triggered, if he can hear that, oh no, she's in a good mood today, there's no way I'm going to be able to send her over the edge. Oh, well, may as well mute her and,
No bonus for him on that day, so.
No bonus.
Uh-huh.
I'll be back in a...
Yeah, I've got some good footage of the water level as well over the past couple of days. The 2 level, the traditional, seems to be the best way. If we're gonna, I'm gonna need some fittings to cap it. Then we can easily cap the other ends, and then it's only the individual ones. Or the next one to try is adding a bigger vial at the end to see whether that will equal it out better. I should imagine that the extra amounts would help. I'll have to do we'll do a video and going over it at some point. All of the videos and the testing I've done over the last few days. We'll see if we can get those fitments together for closing it all off. But the 2 tube as opposed to the 5 tube is much, much better in the variance of all of that. I'm just looking at some of the videos now. Wow. Down from 23 to 14 inches. Nearly dropped 9 inches this morning when it warmed up. Do you want to see? I'll see if I've got it on the... Oh no, I'll have to load them up again.
I'm still real busy right now, but I'll be able to interact here in a little while.
I've got that the video of some of the tubes, then bubbles. Oh, it keeps all disappearing, all of my videos. I'm gonna have to download it all or no. Let me see if I can get this time lapse added in. The time, you know, this morning were you here, Cleary, when I put it out this morning? I don't know who was here. Oh. Left the tube out last night to overflow because of the expansion. Expansion? Contraction? I don't know. I think it's in the pipe, but we don't know just yet.
Yeah, when it was overflowing. Yeah.
Yeah, last night it was overflowing. So then, obviously, as it started warming up this morning, the water started dropping again. And I took some pictures of it.
Do you figure it's because the tube gets cold at night and it contracts, less volume, therefore pushing the water out, or you think it's something else?
No, I think that's what it is. Oh, I think I've already got that one out there.
Yeah, it would make sense. And as it heats up, it expands. More volume, the water goes down.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've got 13 and 14.
I bet you can measure the rate each time. Like, and get a predictable amount of water.
That one. Let me just check this. That's low. I think that one goes there. Right. See if I can get this. You can only be able to see my video editor because I can't put them all together. That's good. But this is the video pad. Anybody wants to come and have a look? I'll see if I can get it on here. No. There you go. Video pad is on the TV screen. Who's in? Let's see. Right, let's see. You watching this? These are the water levels here.
Yep.
So I don't know what time of day this was. This might have been yesterday, as I'd fixed it. So this first one here is the water levels. You see them fluctuating?
Yeah. Going up and down, yeah.
Right, well, that was yesterday. Then today, we had it. It came down to 20 odd inches, I think. You know, when the water, it spilled all out and then came back to it in the morning. So this is the first cut, as in it's just the sun is just coming round and it's warming up, and this is the first bit of sun on the pipe from the morning, and it starts up here. Can you see that?
Yeah. Wow.
And then this is later on in the day, because now it's obviously dropped from here. It was, you know, like it was up there at about 1.5 meters or whatever, you know, the top of the tube. The water's filled out and then it's come all the way down. It's warmed up and it's gone down to 14 inches or whatever on that. And then this is later on in the day. You look how low it is. It's here on the 2 to 3 inches. So this is really low now compared to what it was earlier. But this is still the water. You know, the tube's expanded enough for it to put...
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
So
I bet it goes back up when it gets cold.
Yep. As soon as the sun goes in, it lifts back up again. But you can see on this here, they are really close together, always. Much different than when we had 5 of them together. I mean, see that bit there? As it's going down, there's a little bit difference. But that's because of the movement of the water in the pipes. And I think if you go at that, there's a difference there of maybe a mil or something.
I only see one pipe.
That's 2 pipes.
Where?
There's one pipe there and one pipe there. They're right next to each other. This is 400 meters pipe in between these 2 bits.
Are you checking the barometric pressure as you do it?
No. First, this is like a first test. But you can see, as they go up and down, there's not much difference between the 2. they are still the same level, and because the pipe, in that pipe there is 3 mil internal diameter, so every one of those 100 meters has 0.7 of a liter inside the thing. There's not an awful lot of water in them pipes. So what's happening is they're fluctuating up and down. So that's because that's just the pipe. It's just the water in the pipe, and the pipe may expand or contract, or the water may expand or contract, or the barometric pressure may increase or decrease, right? There may be 3 different factors that are causing this. But to equal it out, all we're after is the water level. So these are the tests at the minute where, the temperature's affecting it in those tubes. And it's either the temperature or the light.
Pressure. I'm sure the pressure has something to do with it as well, yeah?
Well, it may just be that the head of pressure means that once the pipe warms up, it squeezes it down into it. Water wants to be at its own level. But, like I say, the difference between 1 mil within a 3 mil pipe is absolutely nothing. That could just be the meniscus changing that causes that. So if we increase the vial size at the end, we will not have that fluctuation. The level will be equal and not fluctuate like that. Because, like I say, it's only due to how little the amount of water is in it, in the tube. If we plug a vial on the end of that and put like a pint glass of water on the end of it, then that water level won't alter as much as it is doing there, because it's, I don't know, half a drop, if that, of water filling those that area. It'd be good. It probably would have been good to see how much water we can actually get out of it, cc wise.
I don't think any more water will flick out now, right, if it gets cold?
That was the idea. We've got a Bruno on it now overnight to see exactly how the water does affect it at night. Because I think that because of the temperature of night, it shouldn't really fluctuate like it does in the day with the heat. But again, I don't know. We'll have to see. It might fluctuate exactly the same due to cold. I don't know.
Check the barometric pressure, like Rakia said as well.
How'd you do that?
Just, to see. I'm sure it won't do that much.
How'd you do that?
Spill that much water out, but it should have some effect.
How'd you check the barometric pressure?
Well, you use one of them, what you may call them.
Yeah, but how would you check it inside the tube?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, how would you... It's just the weight of mercury
as
anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't see what a weight of mercury would have to do with the water level, to be honest, in the tube. I mean, I have got pressure gauges, but I think it's the water that does the pressure change anyway.
I think it's the tube expanding and contracting.
Yeah, I would say that. That's why I've got Brian told us today to get some silicone hose. So I've got 30 meters of hose that isn't meant to be affected by temperature. So I can try the test. I can try the test again with this other pipe. It's only 30 meters. It's not 400 meters. It's pretty expensive stuff, this one.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
But I mean, what we're thinking of is, if we were to do this test, to cut down as many variables as possible, we need to test it still. But if we were to put this pipe in water, then we can check whether the light affects it or it's the temperature or whatever from the heat. So when we do more testing, if we put it in water and see whether it still has the same effect, we'll cut down on the pipe being the effect, and it will then either be water or the air pressure or what. I mean, I don't know what to call it just yet, but the way I see it, there's 3 different variables. There's the tube, the water, and the air. They're the only 3 things I think that come into play with this. If you want to talk about it experimentally or logically, they're the only 3 things that come into play. The plastic in the tube, the water in the tube, and the air that meets the water.
And how did you eliminate the curvature of space-time, sir?
As you can see, it is measured in time. The camera is a time lapse, so I integrated that time into the capturing of the pictures. Is that all right? I don't.
Well, okay then.
I didn't manage to
try,
turn it. And we've got these ones as well. I did. This is the bubble of the. It's therapeutic watching bubbles go around a tube. I like that. I might do a bit more of that. It's good, isn't it? That was me purging the line. Time lapse. There's some highlights in there. See if I can find one with the dark bits.
Hey guys,
Oh.
Wait a minute. I would think the longer the hose, the more purging, right? You're going to get the bigger fluctuation. Don't you agree?
Well, like I say, I think this is one of those situations that I don't think anybody's ever been in. Not to say that it's unique, right? But imagine all of the position you'd have to be in to get 400 meters of 3mm tube together, fill it up with water, and then watch a time lapse of what occurs.
Yeah, but also don't forget, just that little bit of temperature change, forcing that water in and out. That's amazing in itself.
Yeah. I say the you've been able to watch that happen. The circumstances that have been put into place for us to be able to do that. I mean, there is another one which is even more amazing that I'll have to try and show you when we curl it up. Or maybe I might be able to do it when it's not on the stick and show you. But the vertical change that occurs, the same thing that occurs when temperature happens, the water moves up and down. The same thing happens when you actually move it up and down. the water in the tube reacts exactly the same. And that's a bit hard for me to try and explain how or what it is I'm even talking about, because I think it even is
Pressure
hard
change.
to come across.
That's what I was thinking. Pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
It is. It's as though water wants to be at its wants to be where the majority of the water is. So it tries to head downwards in that direction. Now, I call it pressure or whatever, I don't know. But it does head downwards in the tube. Due to temperature, but I don't know. Again, it's
Well, you're taking it out of natural state, right? Out of equilibrium, so to speak. So it's going to act a little funny until it settles down.
Yeah. But the big part of this test is being able to put these tubes together with no leaks. It's been together for 4 days now. Out being tested, pictures taken, no leaks. We did it with the 5 upright tubes together for 2 days, and now it's on its second day of just being a 400-meter water level with 2 ends. What I found strange is where there was 5 ends and we had a release spot at each 100 meters, there seemed to be more movement within the water in those levels than there is when there was only 2 ends. So just being the 2 ends has narrowed down the fluctuation a lot. I think that's been the best thing at the minute. And then,
Makes sense. Less vectors, less directions of force.
But there should be more movement within the tube relating to that less release volume, less release amount. Because there was 5 tubes, with that venting ability, rather than just the 2.
Well, yeah, that's my whole point. Wouldn't that be more actions going on in different directions?
Yeah, well,
unless you're thinking there's more volume in the bigger one, therefore more movement.
There was more fluctuation in the 5 tube than there was in the 2 tube.
Yeah, and I'm saying it makes sense to me anyway. When those 5 tubes were connected, right?
All the tubes are still connected. There was just 3 extra release bits, if you know what I mean.
Right, okay.
Instead of there just being the 2 ends, there was another 3.
Right, okay, yeah. So, yeah, I'm thinking it correctly. So, yeah, more bits, more movement. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
The way I'm thinking it anyway. More of the sun able to cause pressure differentials or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, like I say, I don't know yet. More testing needed But I'm thinking, if I was to put a bigger vial on the ends of it, if I can get a good connection, and then put some like proper water level things on the end, would make it more easier for people to see.
Another thing I thought of, maybe keep this in mind. When it's in a circular fashion form, is there always a certain like rotation? Is it always clockwise or always counterclockwise, or does it change? That's fascinating the way it does that, man.
What do you mean counterclockwise? You mean like for the bubbles at the minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just when we were purging it. We were purging it all the way through, and those bubbles are what's we're just trying to get those out of the system, and that's just the natural purging of the water.
Oh, that was just during the purge.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Normally, once that purge has occurred and we've got no air bubbles in it, then there's nothing. Like it just, we've not seen any more air bubbles forming in it, and it's just acting as a water level now. Because that's all there is in it.
How about when you fill it? Does it have a similar filling action, or it just feels like water in a hose?
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Mrs. was talking.
I said, when you fill it, do you notice a similar bubble action, or it just feels like a regular hose would?
Well, once you've purged it and you've got water in it, then it's literally just a matter of making sure the air's out of the pipe, putting it into the whatever you want for the water to supply, and lifting it above the other one, and eventually water will flow to the bit that you want it to. I mean, that's all you've got to do.
When you say purge, you mean...
Go on.
Sorry to interrupt you. When you say purge, you mean filling it? Is that what you mean?
Well, yeah. Yeah, it's just...
purge a system of air.
Yeah. It's flow water all the way through it until there is no air left in it, in the system, and it's just all water. But it cleans it as well. All of those bubbles that are going through the system are moving at different speeds and all of that. Well, they're cleaning the whole of the inside of the pipe. They're purging it of not only all the bubbles, but all of the dirt. It's just the air. The air's taking all of the dirt along with it and cleaning the inside of the pipe. So it took about 4 hours to do it. The lad's bedroom is about 5 meters higher, maybe 6, higher than where the water was flowing out of it. But because it's only a 3 mil pipe, that's what you watch there in that thing is literally the speed of the water flowing through that pipe with a 6 meter head of pressure.
So when you say purge, you mean filling it, correct? Sorry, I dropped out there.
Some of them already had water in. Right, some of them had already been pre-filled. So what we needed to do was to purge all of the little bits of air out of it.
That's what I understand as purge. Okay, now I get you. Right. Okay.
Because although it would work as a water level with the air bubbles in it, it's just much easier to do it. I mean, as it was purging with the air bubbles in it, it was drip, 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 slow drip feed. But then as soon as all of the air bubbles had gone through, it turned into a faster flow. Rather than just the
it's
drip.
like a hose after.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say a hose, but...
Well, it's very thin, don't forget.
Yeah, it's 3 mil pipe, so there is, a capillary action that occurs on the sides of the tube to slow it down, I think. Like, if you were to have 6 meter head of pressure of a 10 milli tube, you'd very soon run out of water because it would flow a lot quicker.
Yeah, it's just a lot of friction on the inside of that thing trying to flow.
Yeah, it shows when you get all of the bits of the dark, dirty stuff that sort of you can see that flowing around. I think most of the good stuff we got was when Spot On was recording it live on the Discord, rather than this sort of stuff. The 30 minutes of actual video. The pipes.
This is freaked out. This capillary action. That's like when you're upside down and you drink some water, you can swallow it, right? It's capillary action.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that.
That's what they call it.
No, capillary action is just the ability of a fluid to cling to and raise up or down on the tubes. It's a reaction between the liquid and the tube, the side of the container it's on, and it wants to creep up, or water does anyway.
I heard it referred in that manner as well.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
Because it creeps up the tube, or it creeps up the side. If you narrow the area or the size of that tube, then that creep can actually move the water up. So if you have a really narrow tube, the water will raise up that tube on its own accord because of this capillary action. I think it means the capillary is the bore of the pipe, and it's the fluid that has an action on that pipe that allows it to climb or go down as well. Maybe it goes the opposite direction, doesn't it?
Yeah, the esophagus allows you to drink water upside down. I'm not sure. Can't remember what they used to call that.
I could be wrong. I think I
It'll
heard
be a
it
valve,
referred to
won't
as
it?
that, but I could be wrong.
No, you can do it. It's just your esophagus squeezes, I think, and swallows the food, kind of. That's what I'm reading here. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it's freaked out the way that works.
Trying to find some of all of those dirty bits in it, but it does look a little bit pink, that.
Peristalsis. That's it. I remember now. God, you'd think I'd remember all that as much medical school crap as I learned.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, peristalsis.
Peristalsis.
Contractions. It's like a snake. When a snake swallows a rat, you ever watch that? It's kind of gruesome, but
yeah.
It's just this constant peristalsis type inching forward.
I'm happy with this test anyway. Still on plan, and exactly everything that I think was going to happen has happened. And I don't know what the ballers are thinking, but they obviously think something different than what we do.
Did you get some good shots with your P900 out there today?
It wasn't as good. It wasn't clear air like it was. It was dirty air, as we call it. But there was mountains, the clouds behind the mountains. Have you seen? Took some of the pictures.
So it's not flat then, right?
There's definitely
got those mountains.
Yeah, you can see me holding the grade rod, the staff.
Where you at, live chat?
Yeah. It's the staff's higher than Blackpool Tower, so I don't know what does that prove. The Blackpool Tower's like 9 foot, or Brian Leakey's lad's taller than Blackpool Tower. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just perspective compression. It's a function of distance. Things look smaller
in the distance. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people call it flurfspective.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
I just call it reality, right? That is what we see. Things are smaller in the distance.
Yeah, we see that in reality. So what does that say about flurfspective?
Yeah, it's
horizontal
the way
vision.
We look at stuff in the distance in reality, and they've named it flurfspective. I mean, that's genius.
Yeah.
That is genius.
Can you establish a horizontal line between your eyes from point A to point B? That would be a horizontal line, more than likely, unless you got your head tilted. So yeah, that's how we see the world.
How about
Hey
if your
guys,
eyeball
you should
was on the sphere?
You should have
Sorry,
Brandon's
Paige, go
show
ahead.
being. Thanks, Essie. Sorry, you should have a listening into Brandon's show at the moment. George is in there trying to talk about tangents to curves and perpendiculars and shit.
No, he's been doing that presentation. He was going to come in and do it yesterday. He's been doing it for other days. I mean, this is part of a setup that no doubt Ranty's going to be using on Saturday, or maybe
okay.
Ruhif and all of those.
I'm going to go and have a listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to listen to George before when he came on Ranty's show, and I was just like, oh my God.
I can't.
I could never listen to him again.
I can't do it. I can't do it. It's a load of rubbish, and if he'd have been able to talk to me about reality when he came here, rather than 2 different models that he kept going on about, then I might still be able to listen to him. But George is not bothered about reality, as is Larry Scott. They're not bothered about reality. They only care about 2 different models. One of them which is flat, and the other one is a well, I don't know, a globe model that doesn't work with any geometry.
Oh, the failed globe model, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just reposted that image. You took a photo, I guess, today.
Yeah.
You see how those verticals look parallel?
like Blackpool Tower and the thing. Yeah, they do look very. Well, they are actually, aren't they? All verticals are parallel. I mean, how could they not be?
Well, yeah. Some guy the other day was saying they weren't. I don't remember what his name was.
I think I can remember saying to somebody that all perpendiculars to a horizontal plane established across there would be verticals, I think.
Yeah, I remember I made up saying something like that too.
And that would necessarily mean, geometrically, of course, that all the verticals would be parallel. I mean, quite as a quick, simple, logical thing, right? It might even
I just
be
wasn't sure if that's what
in a book somewhere.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if that's what you were demonstrating there, because it just jumped out at me.
Well, what I was demonstrating there was that when you go out and use an auto level, you're best off having a staff to measure something with. Otherwise, it's not much use. I'm just trying to find.
That's a P900 shot there.
It's a P1. It's a P1000. P1000.
Oh, P1000. Same thing. I'm old school. What do you expect?
Yeah, I've got this one here. It says, if two straight lines be at right angles to the same plane, they shall be parallel to one another. Well, that would be, obviously, the staff. And, say, Blackpool Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Two straight lines be at right angles to the same plane, like we said. They will be parallel to one another. So anytime you put your staff lines be at right angles to the same plane, well, that would be the plane of the horizontal plane established by the auto level. And anywhere you put your staff, it would have to be perpendicular, otherwise you'll not get an accurate reading. And that would make all of those parallel to each other. Again, I think it's a win for solid geometry, that one. That's proposition 6 if anybody wants to have a look.
Yeah, you know what's really funny is everybody's always talking about, oh, I looked through my auto level 16 miles and everything was dropped. I was like, okay. So I made up this other one last night. I put it in live chat. Any angle formed within the right angle cuts a chord.
Yeah.
I don't know if too many people. I don't know if too many people are familiar with that one.
That. I mean, come on.
So yeah, think about it. If I'm looking out at Blackpool Tower, and it's dropped or something, it would have to be that angle looking down at it. You'd have to be looking through, the surface of, some model. But you don't. Anything below a right angle, so vertical, would cut a chord. I know it's viewer height dependent, but
Can I give you this one as well? Proposition 9. We like I wonder what 3 is. 3, 6, and 9, because that'd be, if that's the key to 3. If two planes cut one another, their common section is a straight line. 9 is two straight lines which are each of them parallel to the same straight line. Sounds familiar, right?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't it? Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Two straight lines which each of them are parallel to the same straight line and not in the same plane with it. It's a nice little indication there, right? remember the problem Brandon had and Rumpus with the horizontals being parallel. He said that like a
Yeah.
T. Well, this one has a little proviso in it, doesn't it? It says two straight lines which each of them are parallel to the same straight line and not in the same plane with it are parallel to one another. So that would be horizontal planes, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, specifically.
I'm listening to you, but I'm sitting here trying to find. I just had one yesterday. Somebody had one. Did you have one yesterday? Maybe.
Have one what?
On the are you in solid geometry?
Yeah,
Book
yeah.
11?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, the one
it
we
sounds
did
like
was
30.
Proposition 30. Yeah. Well, this is the proviso because that's plane geometry, right? It's talking about parallel lines.
Yeah, it sounds. It's almost identical, but yeah.
It says and
Slightly
are
different.
not in the same plane. See this one because this one's solid geometry. This actually is referring to the horizontal
Three
planes.
space. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Euclidean 3 space, right?
Yep. This is particularly just about the planes, and there's a proof of it. So. Yeah, that's the planes done. And then
Man, I could have sworn I made
how
up
to do it.
I thought I had a parallel axiom or a yeah, that was it. Oh yeah, whatever. I can't find it. I give up.
If a straight line be at right angles to a plane, every plane which passes through it shall be at right angles to that plane. Again, that's another, I'm sure that's another back in, isn't it? If a straight line be at right angles to a plane, every plane which passes through it shall be at right angles to that plane.
Oh, that's tricky, yeah.
There we go.
Takes a second time.
Another one. If two planes which cut another be each of them perpendicular to a third plane, their common section shall be perpendicular to the same plane. These proofs are just stacking up for reality. At least my understanding of reality surveying geometry type stuff.
Yeah, that's a skeletal octahedron right there. That's the that's your avatar. That last one.
If a solid angle be contained by three planes angles, any two of them are together greater than the third. It's just a rehashing of all of the earlier stuff, but with a solid geometry. This is I think this is where he wanted to go initially, but you can't just go straight there to prove what happens in reality, can you? You have to build it up axiomatically. So this is the stuff where he wanted to get to, I think.
Oh yeah, no doubt. That's certainly where we wanted to get to. You know, because everybody's like, we don't live on a flat pizza. We don't live on a 2D plane, even though they think they do on a sphere. You know, we just didn't have that. Yeah. We didn't have the Euclidean 3 space to show them yet. We waited, you know. But yeah, now we're there.
Whatever's retracted a message. I don't know what that was. I missed that, whatever, if you want to have a go again. Some theodolite stuff, probably. Has Paige come back? What was Brandon's like then, Paige? Could you listen? Oh, maybe listening. Why is Johnny deafened and muted? What's happened to that?
Sorry, Bev, I was in the YouTube. Did you say something to me?
Yeah. What was it like? What are they saying?
Oh, they're tearing George a new one with all your points about geometry. Like even Brandon is saying things, that George is getting very upset.
They're not my points. Geometry's there for anyone.
No, the points you've brought up from geometry.
Yeah.
Like they're actually using them. Yeah, it's
Wow.
good. It's actually really good to hear.
Glad the knowledge of geometry should be had by everybody in this arena, because it's pretty simple to understand the actual reality geometry.
But the reality, I listen to a real woman's voice. That is wonderful. So I don't care what you are saying. It's a long time ago.
You don't care what we're saying, John. You've only just come in.
No, I'm not talking about that. Of course I care, but listen to woman voice is wonderful,
Listening
like
to
the
Paige
water and everything.
is wonderful, did you say?
Yeah, I'm talking about it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just saying. So, okay, let's keep on. Sorry.
I think we just lost about 4 viewers.
It takes away.
Paige is listening to George over at Brandon's. I think I might cut it short, then we can go and have a listen ourselves, I think. We'll be back again tomorrow. It was a live stream. We'll have to find out what happened with Flatzoid later. Back later.
Oh,